Hey you mob, are you ready? Let's go to an exotic world where around every corner is something amazing. The vibe in this city truly feels like another world. This is Istanbul, one of the coolest destinations ever. Okay folks, put your clocks back way back to 1970. This is when life was a bit more relaxed and everyone was just not in too much of a hurry. The days of black and white TV and AM radio and no fast food outlets. Every day was simple and adventurous with some familiar routines. Also, these are the days of the hippie. You know, flower power, free love and all that stuff. Anyway, in those days, a hippie tradition was going on a pilgrimage from London to Kathmandu via Istanbul. And whilst here, their famous stopover was the pudding shop.
So here we are at the Pudding Cafe. This place is famous for all the love poems from all the hippies that went through here through the 60s and the 70s. This place is kind of quiet. It's
a quirky
peaceful.
little cafe and very peaceful because the day hasn't started yet and it's so peaceful and just to sit quietly and have a cappuccino before we go.
So you can come here and you have a cup of coffee, ready for the bus trip.
So many love poems as well. Just have a look up there. They're so nice. People do write nice things about each other. So cool. There's a note here which has got 1969 written on, from the pudding shop to Kathmandu, I think it says. The Hagia Trail.
Time to explore this very impressive city.
The streets, the people, the vibe of this town, absolutely astonishingly amazing.
Istanbul, formerly known as Constantinople, is the largest city in Turkey. It serves as the country's economic, cultural and historical hub. It straddles the Bosphorus Strait, lying in both Europe and Asia. And with a population of over 15 million residents, it makes this city the most populous in Europe. An adventure awaiting every day.
Oh my God.
That's different.
That is so different.
One must-to-do in Turkey is to get a Turkish ice cream from the colourful street vendors.
Vanilla, chocolate, bubblegum, pistachio, and strawberry. Vanilla. Yes, pistachio.
What else have you got? Mint?
Yes.
Chocolate.
That's good. What are you doing? Hoppala, bala bala bala.
Yepa.
Hoppala, bala bala bala.
Yepa.
Thank you. Give hands.
Right behind me is the Blue Mosque, and in front is the Sophia Mosque, and we're going to go and have a look.
Hagia Sophia was built in the year 537.
So good.
When it opened, it served as one of the largest Christian churches in the Roman Empire, and it held that status for nearly 1,000 years. In the 15th century, the church was converted to an Islamic mosque after the fall of Constantinople to the Ottoman Empire. And you can still see some of the Christian paintings on the walls if you look hard enough today. You just can't stop looking up. This place is just out of the world. It's amazing. This place is overwhelmingly spectacular. And just being here and standing beneath the dome certainly makes you feel humble.
It's so cool.
1800 years ago, the Roman Emperor Constantine made it his imperial capital and named the city Constantinople after himself. It grew in size and influence, and it eventually became a beacon of the Silk Road, and with that, one of the most important cities in history. There is so much history here. So, around about 1700 years ago, the Sultan took this obelisk from Alexander and shipped it all the way here to Istanbul. What an effort that would have been. It must be like 400 tons. One of the many tombs in Istanbul is Sultan Hanuman's tomb. It is a stunning tribute to the memory of the Sultan's past life and family. This feels more like a palace than what likely leaps to mind when conjuring images of eternal resting places for deceased royals. We happened to be in Turkey during Ramadan, and we stumbled across this crowd during mass prayer time.
The men are on one side and the women are on the other.
This is a biblical feeling. What do you think of Istanbul?
Absolutely fantastic. It's a great place to be. Very different, but very good at the same time.
There is so much to see and do here in this city. It is definitely a 10 out of 10 for us. Turkey has so much history to offer. We decided to stay a while, so we are going to head west and explore the region. Another fantastic adventure awaits.
Ferry, we got a lift in the police car, got to some government building halfway, had to wait for ages, then we got in at the Australian embassy, drove us to the site. We can only get a certain way down the road and we have to run now. It's like 300 meters that way.
So that was the Gallipoli ceremony, just outside Anzac Cove. Awesome.